In 1965, Christopher Alexander published an essay titled "A City is Not a Tree." It's only a few dozen pages long. No glossy images, no grand manifestos, no dramatic renderings. But his argument quietly dismantled much of the modern urban planning. Alexander made a simple claim. Most modern cities are designed like trees. But Leo cities are not trees. They are something far more complex. And if we misunderstood this, we destroy urban life. To understand the essay, we have to revisit the mid-20th century. After World War II, planners sought order. They wanted efficiency, hygiene, separation functions, and clarity. Influenced by figures like Le Corbusier, modernist planning divided the cities into zones: residential, commercial, industrial, recreational. Highways separated the district. Housing estates were isolated. Pedestrian and automobile traffic was split. The city became a diagram, clean, logical, structured. But something felt wrong. These cities often lacked vitality. They disconnected. So Alexander borrows the concept from mathematics. A tree structure is a hierarchy. Imagine a family tree, one trunk, branches that spread, smaller branches, and leaves. Each branch belongs to one larger branch only. There is no overlap. In planning terms, this means a residential area belongs only to the housing district. A school belongs only to the education zone. A park belongs only to recreation. Everything is nearly categorized. No overlap, no ambiguity, no mixing. Modern planned cities often follow this structure. They are organized into non-overlapping units. Alexander calls this is a tree. So why the tree fails? The problem is, real life doesn't work like that. In real cities, a cafe is both social and commercial. A street is both transportation and community space. A home office is both residential and economic. Activities overlap. Functions interweave. People belong to multiple communities at once. But the tree structure forbids overlap. It forces separation. Alexander argues that when planners impose tree structures, they eliminate the complex web of relationships that make cities alive. So if cities are not trees, what are they? Alexander proposes another mathematical model, the semi-lattice. In a semi-lattice, elements can belong to multiple groups simultaneously. Overlaps allowed. Connections multiply. Imagine Venn diagrams overlapping endlessly. A neighborhood cafe might belong to the commercial system, the social system, the pedestrian network, and the cultural identity of the area. All at once, this overlapping creates richness. It creates resilience. It creates unpredictability. Traditional cities, like all European towns, evolved as semi-lattices. They were not centrally designed. They grew organically, layer by layer, connection by connection. So Alexander distinguishes between artificial cities like consciously designed tree-like versus natural cities historically evolved semi-lattice. Artificial cities simplify complexity. Natural cities embrace it. He gives examples of modern housing estates in the planned capitals that isolate functions and reduce overlap. In contrast, historic cities accumulate connections over time. The difference is not aesthetic, it's structural. One suppresses complexity, the other generates it. So why does this matter? Because human beings are complex. We live multiple roles: worker, parent, friend, citizen, neighbor. When cities separate these roles physically, life becomes fragmented. You drive from housing to work to shopping to leisure, each activity isolated. But in a semi-lattice city, roles blend. You run into neighbors at the market, you pass children playing on your commute, you encounter difference. The structure of the city shapes social life. Alexander suggests that modern planning unintentionally reduces the human interaction. So this essay deeply influenced the later work, including Alexander's own pattern language. If cities must be semi-lattices, then architecture must encourage the overlap, allow mixed use, avoid rigid zoning, and design for interconnection. Instead of separating the functions, designers should weave them together. Mixed-use buildings, interlocking courtyards, shared thresholds, complex circulation networks. Architecture becomes relational rather than hierarchical. So there is a criticism still. Not everyone agreed. Some planners argue that large cities require simplification. Infrastructure demands hierarchy. Transportation networks function efficiently as trees. And Alexander's semi-lattice model can be difficult to implement deliberately. Can complexity be designed, or must it evolve naturally? This remains an open question. So today, many urban movements echo Alexander's ideas: mixed-use development, walkable neighborhoods, transit-oriented design, incremental urbanism. Even contemporary critics of zoning reform reflect this thinking. This essay predicted a problem that still exists. Oversimplified planning creates lifeless environments. And in an era of algorithmic city design, the warning feels relevant again. Data models often simplify cities into categories, but human life resists neat classification. So what is the core message of the city is not a tree? A city is not a diagram. It is not a hierarchy. It is a machine of separated parts. It is a web, a network, a dense overlapping system of relationships. When we design cities like trees, we reduce their humanity. When we allow them to become semi-lattices, we allow life to flourish. The essay is not anti-planning. It is anti-oversimplification. It asks us to respect complexity, to design with humanity, to understand the cities are living systems, not organizational charts. So Christopher Alexander's essay is short, but its impact is enormous. It reminds us that good urbanism is not about control. It is about connection. Because a city is not a tree, it is something far richer, a living fabric of overlapping lives. Thank you for watching, and I hope this summary helps you and you will have the opportunity to read the actual text and learn more about it. And still, we are just halfway up the ladder of the knowledge of all of the architecture, philosophy, art, and design. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.